It has rained a bit during the morning, and we have some fresh puddles. And I went out to show you A07, which is the place where the pigs stayed and where we have seeded different forage plants. That is daikon radish, that is turnips, and also a giant type of cabbage. And this here is a spot where the pigs helped us to bring the seed in contact with the soil. So it worked, but it's not as covered as it is in the area where the guys did this with the help of a rake and some straw. So we do have something here. And if I move the camera across, you can see that there are a little bit more of the green leaves that have come up. Further ahead, let's zoom in there. You can also see that there is green, but this is mostly from the grasses that were here before, and the seed in the seed bank in the soil has germinated. I don't want to go in there and stomp with my feet on some fresh on some young plant, so I better stay outside. So that is why I only show you this way. Let me try to zoom in a little bit more. Maybe we can see more what this exactly is. So here, I hope it does not shake too much. So this here is the part where the pigs help to seed. Of course, if you only have 14 pigs and the area is quite large, the impact is not that much. We've been thinking that the next time we do this, we'll use a lot more pigs, let's say 50 or even 100, or simply reduce drastically the area so that this technique works much better. But it's not a failure. So we do have plants coming up, and that is because the birds did not get the seed. In comparison, this is where the guys covered the seed with some straw. It is a bit better, but it's not perfect. If I go a few steps further and show you that, this is a lot better. And it gets even better than this. Let me walk a little bit more. So right here under the tree, the growth is a lot better than in the area that I showed you a second ago. And there is something that can tell us that these trees do something good. Their soil, the soil around them is a lot better because they have a symbiotic relationship with mycorrhizal fungi. Because if you look at that tree here, there in that circle around it is also a lot of better growth. And now the view is a little bit blocked, but you can see there the area behind the berm. There's also more. So there's definitely a relationship going on that helps these new plants to establish them better and grow faster. So we do have plants on those berms also. That is very positive. And there in the background, below these trees, we use the pigs to seed. And in the foreground, that is what was seeded and covered manually. Interesting is that there we have a few clumps. This is probably because there is more manure from the very same pigs. And there's also something interesting. There are some fungi that are visible. I will walk around and show you a detail. In those holes that the pigs left, we also have some plants, but they are not growing better than right next to the hole. So the hole does not help, but it does not harm either. So here I have a better angle to show you that. You can see that we have some mushrooms. and they seem to be of different type, so that is very positive. Mushrooms are important. These piles of straw, they will sit here until the animals come back. It doesn't really matter. This material will be incorporated into the soil at some point. So the plan for this area is to let everything grow until it is worth harvesting. And then we will play it this way, that first we bring in the cattle so that they eat everything that is a leaf. And after that we bring in the pigs to harvest all the root stuff. And before the pigs leave, we will seed in this area. And it's going to be a mix of sun hemp, corn, sunflowers and a few other things. Because we expect this to happen during spring, so that we have something growing in here during summer. And of course, the pipes that have been laid out left and right will then be active, so that we can have some irrigation for this area. The neighbor to the east has some pigs out, so that they munch on the acorns. That is always a very lovely and positive sight. You might notice that this pig has a few rings of metal in the ear, in the nose. Let's see, I can zoom in and show you this a little bit better. The purpose of these rings is to prevent the pig from uprooting the soil and also from lifting up a fence. Our pigs don't have this. We decided that we don't want to do this because we think that's cruel and we don't want to treat the animals in this way. But this is a very common thing, and it does hurt when the animal tries to express its natural instincts. That ring prevents the animal from lifting up things with the very strong nose. The muscles in the back are very strong, and the nose is basically a bone that is connected to the skull, and is one piece, so therefore the animal has a lot of strength. And our pigs without the nose ring would easily lift this up and escape, while these pigs cannot do this because it will hurt. And that is one of the other reasons why people around here do put in these nose rings. But I think we better build a better fence instead of harming the animal in that way. To me, that is harming the animal. That's my opinion.